Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with David Aston. What's up, David?
Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Hello there, Michael. Nice to see you again.
Shit, what's up?
Hello, Ray.
Hello, David.
I've no idea who Ray is.
That's okay.
Ray Sunshine. Yeah.
Cool.
Don't worry, by the end of this talk.
How many fucking accounts do you have, Matrix? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, fucking kid.
Don't worry, by the end of this cast, you'll know who I am.
Brilliant.
Right, that's right.
I'm just going to let the cat out.
All right.
There you go, Snoozy.
At least he's in.
That's it. Dogs and cats. There we go.
Yes.
All right. So, what did you... I didn't get your reaction to Lie of the Land, so...
No, but I can't remember it as well as everybody else because I was a bit drunk and whatever. But
You probably enjoyed it more watching it drunk than the rest of us.
I don't. Well, I thought it was rather brave to mention fake news, but I see it from a totally different angle. And just like all the other stories, the design quality was fucking awesome. Not sure about the monks there. I think they're not exactly the most effective, but they're more sort of like the silence, really.
Yeah, they were kind of like shitty.
Yeah, I agree there.
You wanna ask him anything, Mike? Or
We're a little bit less impressed by the fake news angle here in the States because we actually live in fake news land over here in the U.S. So
I think fake news is just an excuse to ignore reality as reported through the actual news.
what did you think of the fake regeneration scene?
That was, quite frankly, just taking the piss out of the audience, really, isn't it? It just I thought that was totally unnecessary. It's just like the whole business of him being blind. It served no real purpose. It could have easily been taken out, and it really wouldn't have mattered. But it was a nice oh no. But if he had actually regenerated properly, that would have been far more sort of ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that. It was just like, oh, I'm just playing around with you for a laugh. Who would do that?
Moffat does that for the cameras.
Oh yeah, Moffat does that.
David's regeneration point is the point that I made to Joe also a couple of days ago. Was seems like Moffat was just specifically and intentionally trying to make trailer-worthy, quick, little visual bite moments. And then it doesn't pay off. And it seems like that's the conclusion I've reached, is that Moffat, at least in this series for sure, everything's just been about like surface and like creating expectation and then being a disappointment in the execution of it when it gets around to actually seeing it in the episode.
I've just had a thought. Considering this featured so-called fake news, maybe this was almost a sort of a rather sort of sly sort of dig at whether it's right or left type stuff, because essentially this was fake news. People thought, oh, he's going to regenerate for ages and ages. It's like clickbait. These little pricks who fucking take the piss. They're like feminists or a politically correct website. I mentioned feminism and you know what I mean. Everybody was led to believe that this was going to be a big bit of news and a big plot point, but then it turns out to be essentially nothing more than a fake. But on two levels, it's fooling the audience, but also, and here's the thing, Mike, it's also fooling, well, actually, it's fooling Bill and also the monks as well.
Yeah. But it's like you said, Joel, weren't it? It's obvious that Capaldi was leaving since the beginning of the season because it's every episode he was talking about it.
Yeah, they hinted at the regeneration since the beginning, so it makes you wonder.
Like David said, though, I mean, it is like taking the piss out of the fan base. I mean, it seems like Moffat was trolling the fan base, and it seems like it's more maybe passive aggressiveness rather than doing it for like some sort of effect. I don't think his mind operates at that level to be doing it on that level. I think if anything, it's he's being just passive aggressive about, oh, we're just going to fuck with the fans and troll them and give them a little, like a regeneration scene. And then they're going to talk about it. Word's going to spread. People are going to tune in. They're going to click on articles and all this stuff. And they're going to theorize. And then when it comes down to it and you watch the episode, it's like, it's much ado about nothing. And you're like, what, I got screwed yet again. And they've done that.
It reminds me of false rape accusations. You have all these people believing. I know this is probably not really comparable.
Wow.
But,
No.
but hear me out here.
I feel like I've been raped watching some of these episodes.
Yeah. Hear me out here, though. It's like a false rape accusation. You have lots of feminists believe in it, even though it's not proven. It's not based on fact. You have, the whole Trump-Russian thing, which really you don't know whether it's true or not, or whether it's half true or whatever. And whatever it is, it's people just like this thing which did the fucking rounds of theories. People believe it based. They have no real clue of what's actually going to happen. They just, instill their own sort of personal wants, if you will, into it. And then I suppose they're hypocritical. They say, this is taking the piss out of us. This is not fair. But Moffat never technically said that he was actually regenerating it. It's like an illusion. It's like a magician, sleight of hand. People want to believe what they want to. It's like religious people or UFO people who want to believe that there are reptilians running the White House.
David Icke thinks so.
Yeah.
With fake hands.
Alex Jones.
But last series, we done it in El Bent, didn't they? They trolled us with the general regenerating.
Connor listens to all that shit, all that like conspiracy Alex Jones shit. We're always
oh my god.
Connor's Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Well, what have you thought of the season? I mean, when I say so far, we're about at the end of it. But has it? I don't want to stack like your opinion here by issuing the question to you this way, but are you not a bit disappointed in what we've expected in this series so far, especially with it being off for a year and they come back and they kind of give us this level of what we've seen so far in this series, or have you liked it? To David.
That's to me, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I think actually I feel this is the best season of Capaldi so far. It just, like Doctor Who magazine said rightly, it feels fresh. It doesn't feel like it's sort of restrained where Clara's taking off the all of the focus. Bill, it's like a sort of professor. Like I said, in the last episode of the Matrix Lord 212 show. And I'm sorry, that just made
That's right.
That's right. Matrix Lord 212, and now on BC1, Matrix Lord 212. Well, like I said last time, it just feels a better dynamic for him. And it's like I've always said, the problem is, slowly since I think the first series in 2005, it became a little bit too much about the companions. But I seriously wouldn't be surprised if Capaldi doesn't actually regenerate. It could be possible that this is one big elaborate ruse,
That would be nice, but I don't think
one thing that's actually going to happen. This will be Michelle Gomez's last series.
Yeah, season.
Yeah, and I hope we see her regeneration, as we didn't see it before.
See, I'm kind of the other way around. I'm glad Clara's not around, but I enjoyed more of what they said that we were going to expect with Capaldi and Deep Breath, and they seem to have the writers seem to have not really been consistent with his sort of portrayal of the Doctor. And he's been kind of hopping all around.
Yeah. Do you feel, David, like that some of the episodes have been really lacking in certain things, like the puddle monster or the emoji robots?
The wood lines.
It's kind of like Moffat's looking for things around his house to make into a creature or something, outside.
I don't think it's been lacking. I think it's been reasonably consistent.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Shit.
Was that a cough that sounded like the word bullshit?
I was going to fashion the word shit as I was using for my nose.
I have to admit, well, if I was critical in a constructive way, again, Suchet, David Suchet, that pose with him doing a William Hartnell to the TARDIS thing, I thought the landlord was going to be,
Better.
a caretaker, but he wasn't. But it sort of bigged it up. But no, I think perhaps the conclusion to Live the Land was a little bit too easy. But oh boy, the grandiose of it all has been pretty cool. I think some of the character sort of behaviour, like those 4 military leaders, some of the things they did and said, like him being president of Earth and them just blindly believing him, and this idea that he would be able to control everyone's thoughts. There's not going to be any dissent. I didn't think that was. I thought that was a load of twaddle. I thought that was a bit.
Oh yeah, all those military leaders like throwing him out as president of the world. Like, who the hell are they to do that? But yeah.
But David, don't you think that there's going to be some consequences because he leaked all them documents online? Because
all the secrets. He leaked all their secrets. Well, only for an hour, right? Or for a few minutes or whatever he put it.
I think everything should have consequences, but some writers aren't willing to follow on the consequences which are due to the actions of their own plots and characters. So
too many reset buttons.
Yeah, that's true. Reset
all
buttons. It just fucking hell.
We basically had a bloody reset button in Live the Land, didn't we?
Yeah, but not a full reset, because technically, I guess that happened for 6 months, but they don't remember it, which is really odd, because if you met somebody during this like resistance against the monks, and if they fell in love and the woman got pregnant, and then all of a sudden their memories erased to the monks, do you remember anything else? Like, oh my God, there's a baby in there. It's like, what the hell? Like, I mean, that's kind of like bad writing, like Plot Hole City.
Well, there's a shitload of plot holes in Lie of the Land, and we've seen like far too many Deus Ex Machina solutions to like stories this season, especially. But I mean, just the stuff that like, how do you explain Missy's like been in that vault in the cell without food or a place or receptacle to go?
I have a very interesting theory about Missy. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I have picture this idea, right? When we first saw Missy, it was when she was yanking people out at the end of some of the stories of Capaldi's first season.
Yeah.
What's in another scene, right? Yeah.
What if the Missy that we saw doing that was actually the Missy that's been so-called in the vault, as it were? She's been, it's like, I can't remember the character or the show, but there's another character I vaguely remember sort of doing the same thing, thinking that he's, the hero thinks he's been trapped, but he's been bit by bit sort of going back and forth.
So in other words, she keeps going back into the nether sphere, you think? Or something from the vault? I mean, she had the vortex manipulator, right? Where's the vortex manipulator?
No. So she's been sneaking back and forth.
Right.
So the one who met Clara in the shop, that was the Missy, not from before Capaldi, but during the whole thing. Yeah. This goes back a long way.
I see.
Right.
Sort of like Dalek Khan or whatever, something like that.
And the doctor's unaware of this going on while he's housing her in the vault?
Well, that's another thing. Did he remove the vortex manipulator before he put her in the vault?
Or would he have had to know where her TARDIS was and moved out?
No, but it's true, though. She probably had the vortex manipulator.
Possible, isn't it? It's, I mean, the Doctor's biggest weakness is, overlooking or being a little bit naive. Oh, my dear Doctor, you would be naive. Or in the case of the fifth Doctor.
he healed Davros. It's like he got tricked or whatever.
Well, his biggest weakness is his companions, and yeah, that and his ability to, I guess, overestimate his position in a situation, because he's always getting his companions into danger all the time. He's just running right into the storm, you know.
Well, I want to know how many regenerations he's got, because he used quite a bit with Davros, didn't he? Putting that in this.
You know what? I don't even know if that's one regeneration or I have no idea.
What do you think, David?
Is it Archon? It's Artron energy, isn't it? I mean,
Archon energy. Okay.
They've totally changed regeneration. It used to be a line down, type thing. Well, hey, and every regeneration used to be different. That's what made it interesting. But now it's all just standing up, like a Russell T Davies Christ type thing.
Well, this one is definitely going to be different, they said.
Yeah.
So that's without a doubt, they said. It's not going to be we're expecting.
But it just raised questions about how much energy do Time Lords have with Argent energy? How is it produced? If you drained the energy out of a Time Lord or a Time Lady, would they shrivel up and die? Would they become purely immortal, like Superman and Superman 2, stepping into that chamber and then being exposed and turn into a skeleton and then screaming power? Which, oddly enough, isn't it weird that in that film and also in the Wrath of Khan, the lead characters both scream, one at father and one at Khan.
Right, yeah, I know. I take that moment, right.
Well, I think with Time Lord and Time Ladies, when they use their regeneration and they don't have nothing left, it will be like the Master in The Deadly Assassin.
Well, that's what I thought it was going to be, where he's evil, so he looks like that, but then the Doctor's good, so he looks like the Watcher. The
Black Guardian and the White Guardian.
Well, what about this bullshit about casting a female in the lead at some point? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we all agree, Mike.
Every fucking time a Facebook page having that stupid article, 12 actresses would be perfect for playing the Doctor. And every time it's always the same. There's actually more women who dislike, more female Doctor Who fans who aren't back crazy gender activists. They dislike it. And it's really the same, man or woman. It would change the dynamics too much.
I know I'm a good Doctor.
Something I've found is a lot of just casually talking to people out and about or whatever, that when it comes up and people are actually for that, you tend to find out that they're very, very, very like casual viewers of the show. If they even watch the show, they just like the idea of, well, let's just change it up. And it's like, well, are you even aware of the show or the premise of it? And they don't care about that. They just like the idea that we need to just replace the gender and be politically correct and do all that kind of bullshit. Because it's like, well, why not? It's like, well, there's a whole list of reasons why not. And you try and explain it to them, and it's like they don't get it.
It's like you said, Mike. It's like James Bond, isn't it? With him, he's always been a bloke.
Yeah, you can't make James Bond a woman.
God, what the fuck is that?
Right.
James Bond would go from being a misogynist, according to feminists and so forth, to being a misandrist. But the thing is, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to, it would become a parody. That's like a parody. If it was a black guy, like when I always thought it would be interesting if Idris Elba or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Idris Elba, yeah.
Was actually Batman. I thought that he would have been good as Batman. I thought that'd be interesting, and he'd even be even better as James Bond because he's done all his fashion magazines where he's dressed and smart and all that sort of thing, and that would have been perfectly fine. But to be terribly honest, if you believe in swapping characters over, then why not change fucking Wonder Woman to a man? Why not remake Aliens and have Ripley played by a Asian bloke?
Well, Connor was all over like Phoebe Waller-Bridge, that actress, like to play the Doctor, and he's still like got this delusion where he's still clinging to that and saying, I mean, that's right, isn't it, Joe?
I wants her to be. He's dead set on her being
that for like 3
But
months.
it wasn't just her. It was he had a secondary choice too. That other woman,
Phoebe Waller-Bridge,
that African American woman he wanted. He said that they would. She was definitely. I don't think that's even in the cards, even remotely. I think that the Doctor's gonna be a man, and they're just, that's just reasons to have more articles.
If it's a woman, I'd like Hayley Atwell, but that's just being
Yeah, Hayley Atwell gave it up and said that she would like Phoebe Walker-Bridge because I guess she's friends with her. So,
well, I read an article this week actually where allegedly Alan Cumming had been approached, like where they'd flat out asked him to play the Doctor, and he was going to take it until he found out that he was going to have to film in Cardiff for 8 months out of the year. And he was approached 2 different times, but it's like Alan Cumming, I just don't see him being the Doctor. I mean, it's,
I'd like to have McFarlane.
He's like Ponzi.
The simple fact is a female Doctor would have, there's been black actors who've been approached and they've been put off by it, either because, the amount of months you do it, or the simple fact that you're going to be stereotyped. And with a woman, she would literally, it could make her, but it would stereotype her big time. And if it failed, she'd look fucking stupid. But it could work, but it has, if it is a female Doctor, it has to be cast as a female Doctor because she is right for the role and they know that she would be popular with all viewers. If it's done purely for some gender thing, then I guarantee you, just like Ghostbusters 2016 and all these other crap, movies with female protagonists who think, fuck me, she kicks ass. Rip-offs of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Who gives a shit if you kick ass? That's like
I'm not a fan of that Ghostbusters thing. I'm a big fan of that shit.
It's one-minded. It's a one-dimensional form of casting and movie making that has been ruining Hollywood for years anyway.
I remember last year when we were saying how what's her name, Jenna Louise Coleman's boyfriend was getting linked with Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Richard,
that's not her boyfriend anymore.
Yeah, now it's her ex. Yeah, we hated that, didn't we? We jinxed it.
Now I guess our co-star in Victoria is her boyfriend or something.
Jesus.
You gotta go.
Not right away. I've just seen a gigantic bumblebee the size of a sodding pound coin.
Wow.
So,
crazy. All right, go ahead.
He sulked it and he muted himself.
He'll be back, yeah.
Put that fucking bumblebee up.
Yeah.
No, watch it. It might be Transformers. Bumblebee.
Well, I mean, Moffat, I don't know. I'm ready for Moffat to get the fuck out of there. Moffat's had run. It's like, go on, get out. Seems like we're just kind of ticking the clock by just waiting for like this to get done. I like Capaldi, but I'm really kind of concerned about what's going to go on with Chibnall. I mean, do you think he's going to, I guess, like, what do you foresee if you just had to take a guess about Chibnall's vision and where he's going to go? I mean, I know that's kind of just an open question there, but I mean, do you think he's going to do the series justice, or do you think that it's going to be maybe a little bit more commercialized and geared towards the fangirls?
What do you think?
That says it all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how he's going to do as a showrunner, Chris Chibnall. I don't know. Is he that dedicated to it as anybody else was, or?
Well, I don't watch Broadchurch.
Wow.
I don't watch Broadchurch. Was that any good?
I didn't watch Broadchurch.
Yeah, Broadchurch is a good apparently.
You watch it, right, David, or no? Broadchurch. You watch Broadchurch?
I've never watched it, but I think that's a good. Before I go, I'm going to. Well, in a couple of minutes, I'll be going.
Okay,
also.
That's fine.
But I will say this. I do believe that just like the 2005 series or the first Moffat series, it'll be an unknowable quantity. We won't know. Church Broadchurch fans might have some inkling, but I think really it'll just be like that. It'll be a clean slate, a fresh new thing, just like John Pertwee's first season, or what's a really good example? Yeah, the TV movie. It'll be uncharted territory essentially.
Yeah.
So, and that will work in its favour, but it could potentially put off. That's the great thing about Doctor Who. Every single thing on every level in every part of the production has changed. The whole series is about change and renewal. Oh, that's it. You've been renewed, have you? And that sort of thing. And essentially, you could have a situation really that it puts off people. But that's really a sort of. With Doctor Who, it's even more of a danger. But I think with Chris, it will be. I have no idea what he's going to do. I like that in a way, because I have no way of sort of going into it with any preconceptions,
Yeah.
Well,
if it was, oh, go ahead, man.
No, go on, Mike. You finish, and then I'll carry on.
You were ahead of me. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
I was just going to say I don't know what Chibnall's going to do, but I hope it's good because I'm getting tired now of all these plot holes and now from Moffat. He's basically self-destructing on himself, and he's making it so deep the holes that he can't get himself out of them. And when we want him to, he just thinks to himself, "Oh, I'm not going to answer this. I'm not going to answer that." Hopefully, with Chibnall, we get a lot more answered.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what you guys think.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to go in about 2 or so minutes.
All right.
But I will leave you with this interesting thing that I saw in Doctor Who magazine. It's from episode. It's from the episode 11,
Okay.
which might give us might actually be a hint that there will be a female Doctor, or it might be Moffat taking the piss out of gender people. But there's this scene. Essentially, it's just I think Missy refers to. She says she refers to herself. My name is Doctor Who, referring to Nardole. She says this is comic relief, and this is referring to Bill. Expedition or something like that. So that's rather interesting. And the story after that is called The Doctor Falls.
Yeah.
So that might be Moffat's. Moffat does have a tendency to have sort of Missy characters in the past, like that woman, in Sherlock, I think. So I don't know. Perhaps it's going to be a sort of maybe it's sort of like what he did with the War Doctor, having an older Doctor before he actually cast an older actor as the Doctor in Capaldi.
I mean,
who knows?
If you look at Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, which he did,
and with that, I'm going.
As any inclination, I'm just trying to say. I mean, he did Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
Bye, David.
Bye, David. We'll just finish this quickly. I mean, he had Nefertiti, and he had the big game hunter guy.
Nefertiti.
So I mean, maybe he's
That
into
episode
character.
sucked, too.
Well, that's the guy that's our showrunner, so I don't know.
I guess to carry on from one of the things David brought up about the name of the episode, The Doctor Falls, knowing what we do about Moffat, the way he trolls the fan base, he gives this title to this episode, and it's like, oh, The Doctor Falls. For all we know, it's just going to be the Doctor. He's going to be crossing a threshold and tripping, and that's it. It's got nothing to do with him regenerating. It's just a complete troll, just like the thing that happened with the faux regeneration that we saw in Lion Land that really wasn't a real regeneration.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I just hope that Chibnall comes in and does away with plot holes. Not you can have a few, I can understand, but not all the time, because it gives you an headache all the time, and you can't understand.
I really don't know. I can't judge how he's going to do it based on his Doctor Who episodes or Torchwood, but
what are you going to say?
Do you want to address, Joe, what you and I talked about yesterday on the phone about how we're concerned about, it's like about the series ending, and people are going to look back not the series, but this particular season is going to be ending, and people are going to look back and go, yeah, really, I was a bit disappointed. It really wasn't that great.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about.
And then they're going to be saying that, and it's like all of the shit that we got on the cast here. Not that we give a shit. I mean, it just, it's.
Listen, here's my thing.
It shows people are interested and passionate, so that's great. The comments and all that. But it's funny because we even had someone that's a regular commenter that apologized and said, "Hey, you guys called it. You were right about this. It really sucked." And it's like I just think that a lot of these people they're reacting at like a knee-jerk reaction about I love the show, and I feel obligated to the show, and I feel loyal to the show. So
that's fine. They can like the show, but not like an episode.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I think they feel that if they have to like the episode, because if they don't, they're not supporting Doctor Who.
But they're not being loyal. It's like somebody.
Right, but that's not the case.
It's like someone who's afraid to tell their partner or their spouse, hey, you were wrong about that situation. That with what it's like being a yes man. Like somebody like was being a dick to like some friends and like their spouse or partners, like, hey, that was kind of a little out of line. Like later on back at home, it's like somebody being afraid to even bring that up because it's like, oh well, you dare question my judgment.
Right, it's like going to your favorite restaurant and
James is in.
What's up, James? It's like going to your favorite restaurant and the food's bad one time. Now, of course, if it was me or Mike D, we would say, hey, that food was really bad, and actually be honest with the person rather than say, oh, we'll go there again. Maybe they just had a bad day or whatever. And then people just keep going to that restaurant if the food gets bad, and it's like you're never saying anything.
It's like this community which we've been saying long and long. You don't if you like an episode, you get judged. If you don't even like it, and you're like,
I kind of joined late here. What are we talking about?
Well, Doctor Who. We're talking about how people think that being loyal.
You're a hater, Jay.
Can I just make a reference? Just to announcement to our viewers. 0.1% of the vote. The Irish now rule the British. We are now controlled by the Irish. So welcome to Ireland, guys.
Wow.
I know. I was telling Joe off air, James.
Yeah. One thing is, what we're trying to say is that people think by being loyal to Doctor Who, that means that they got to lie when it comes to the episode and be positive, and that every episode is great.
It's not even about it. Just to clarify real quick your point, though, I don't want people to misconstrue. It's not about lying necessarily. It's about like lying to yourself or wanting to see the best in something when it's maybe like, hey, maybe that's not quite that great. I mean, we come on and or at least me, I speak for myself. I mean, I'll come on here and I'll have some fun and talk about some things and be a little stiff about it for humor's sake and stuff like that. But I'll be honest and say, like, if I liked an episode or not, or if I thought that it was decent or not or whatever, but I will goof on aspects of it that I think are just silly or things that weren't addressed that are plot holes where I guess other people are willing to overlook that kind of stuff. And I have a different level of expectation for things.
We all like episodes here. We all like episodes here. So what are people complaining about?
10 out of 10.
No, my thing is that my thing that I worry about is like me and Mike D talked about off air is that it's great being positive Doctor Who, but if you don't like something, you just say it. You can't just think you like it. And then what's going to happen is when the season's done, I predict, and I told Mike D too and him too, that these people are going to come out there doing podcasts and shows and saying, yeah, I was disappointed. Yeah, I know it was like not really that great. Yeah, and it's like, well, why didn't you say that from the very beginning instead of like just pulling the wool over your own eyes and thinking that it's the greatest season ever? I mean, why not be truthful in the beginning, or just not that you're not truthful, but in denial? I think that a lot of people are in denial.
For example, by the way, constructive criticism goes a long way. I mean, we here in the area that we live at, we used to go at least maybe 3 days out of the week to a local hangout place to have drinks and get dinner, and they always had great food. And the quality of the meat started to kind of go down with steaks. Because, I mean, if you're paying like $25 for like a steak or something, you want to feel like you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
And come to find out, we're good friends with the guy that is the head manager there. And just started talking to the guy and was like, hey, look, the quality seems to kind of be going down here. What's going on? And he's like, well, I don't know. They just kind of They make different deals with different companies and have different producers of the meat bring it in and stuff, and or processors, I should say. So what ended up happening was like they appreciate the constructive criticism, and they realize it's not that we hated the restaurants, because we love the restaurants so much and we spent so much time going there, having a good time, hanging out with people, like socializing, talking to the manager. I mean, it's, he's a good friend. And we stopped going there for a few months, and then we started kind of going back to see how the food, and the food got better. And the food was always great, but it just started kind of being lowered in quality. So it's not that we completely did, to use that as an analogy for Doctor Who, it's not like, oh, this sucks so bad, I want to like go away from it, I never want to see it again. It's just saying, hey, this could be so much better. It used to be good, the quality used to be at this level, but I'm not going to bullshit people just like going in that restaurant and act like, oh, because the people, the management need to know things like that so that they can do quality control and make sure that the restaurant stays at a certain level of quality. Because if all you're hearing is just bullshit from people, then the people who haven't gone there for a long time, like new fans who may be coming on, because you need to keep the show fresh by having new fans constantly coming in, new generations of people. And if you're talking about how great a show is, based on just wanting to like it over a period of decades, and some new fan comes along and watches it, and they're like, like what's all this talk is about this show, and it's the writing's really poor. Then you're not doing the show a service. You can't just like something to like it.
There's competition now, like with Netflix and all the DC shows and everything. TV shows cannot afford to be bad because they compete with each other. So
Exactly.
We need to critique things. And anyway, anyone who defends Pyramid at the End of the World, you're mentally ill. You're mentally ill.
Yeah, but it's like, I know it's like us. So we normally we watch an episode and we rate it like say 7 out of 10, and then we watch it loads of times, and our rating sometimes goes up or down. There's nothing wrong with that either. But apparently there is.
The End of the World had more filler than a soap opera. It was so bad.
And then Liar of the Land had more plot holes than anything.
Yeah, I mean, Smile is better than Pyramid at the End of the World. Smile is terrible.
The Puddle Monster was better than Pyramid.
The reason why that was better is because Nardole and the Doctor are actually rather strong in that episode, so they carry that episode. Peter Capaldi is excellent in the first episode.
It's like some of the shitty Tom Baker episodes towards like the end of his tenure. You liked Tom Baker in the episode. He's what made it watchable. But everything else was just like, Joe doesn't like Leisure High. I understand it's not one of the strongest episodes, but you would watch it because Tom Baker is interesting to watch. And, watching Lala Ward, them play off each other and everything going on. But other than that, I mean, it's really a shit episode, right?
I
think Nightmare in Eden, that's not really that strong.
Yeah.
Mike, I thought you were going to say Colin Baker. I was going to say, what the hell?
Most of his are shit.
I like Colin Baker.
Happy belated birthday to Colin Baker, by the way.
Yeah, happy belated.
There you go.
And also, can I just say, I know this is really harsh, but for people who get like really butthurt about what people think about other TV shows, you need to rethink your priorities. That's really.
Yeah, when you say, oh, because you like this, you hate this, you're a piece of crap, or you're a loser, I just like.
Well, James, I know someone who would say that's just your opinion,
I wouldn't do that with me. The thing
we wonder.
I love it when people disagree. It's better. It's way better. It makes more fun casts.
I don't like scripted stuff, and I don't know if other people have scripted, but it seems to be like the same trends. Everybody loves the episode in one thing. It's like.
I just like the banter sometimes.
I know what show you're referencing. Most people in that group don't watch other shows. They literally every single day like, oh, what's the Doctor Who news? Oh yeah, that's basically. They're looking at pictures, which were on set about 7 months ago. Pixelated, and they're thinking, ooh, let's have a look at this.
You ask them what's going on in the world, and they can't tell you what's happening. Like in the world,
I have no idea.
I got that Doctor Who news today, though. Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
They only do one cast a week. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Not attacking any person. I love people in that group. Connor, awesome guy. There you go. Said it. Sorry, Joe.
Okay.
I like a lot of people in that group. And I will still like
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah.
Doctor Who Bob's back. I hear he mentioned it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know he was back. Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, me Bob. And yeah.
Did anyone notice he was missing in the first place?
Yeah. I think everybody knew he was.
Well, there was no Whovian drama, I suppose.
Right. So I guess he comes back.
What happened to Who Wars? Are they around?
Yeah, they're around. I guess they're on vacation or
They're
whatever.
going to be around in like 50 years. There'll be somebody managing that.
Yeah, they'll go back when they're old men, and then they'll be like, "Oh God, we forgot to update our on YouTube."
Camille says, "Hey there, grandson. I got to tell you a story about the Who Wars in the past."
Yeah.
I do like that time that they made that poster thing from Star Wars, but everybody on it. Like that was like one of the greatest pictures that they made. They should put that back.
My favorite one is the Spy Who Trolled Me with Mike D.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I like the episode, like the video game that they had of me like shooting things or whatever. That was pretty
Yeah. Well, I know my favorite one is actually the "No Sir, all 13." It's your face.
Yeah.
I like the one where they photoshopped Steam Turret's face on that person being drug off the plane, and they put my face on the person dragging him off.
That was me. I made
Get off me, man! Get
Oh,
off!
James made that.
That's a Who Wars. That's one I actually made.
Well,
Remember that one? They stole that one off me.
all I can say is
I thought you were going to say, James, that they stole the one when you had Philip hanging out of the TARDIS and Joe had him.
But
yeah, we got off topic of Doctor Who, but anyway.
I made
It's
that one.
technically still Doctor Who, Joe, but a different aspect.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the two ones I made was the Joe was in Doctor Who and Mike D pulling steampunk off the plane. Those ones I made.
So that's
well, we didn't even talk about the Ice Warrior episode. Are we going to like this episode?
What about that? Because I mean, you when you talked to me yesterday, we were talking about we didn't really have high expectations for that episode.
Yeah, the Ice Warrior episode. I mean, what about you, James? You think that's going to be?
I think it's probably going to be really good with references with Capaldi, but I also think we're probably going to get 20 to 30-minute scenes with these annoying British guys who are just want to punch in the face.
So we're not going to like the episode, or we're going to like it?
Mark Gatiss is writing it.
Yeah, he always wanted to write this one, didn't he?
So that means it's going to be bad, right?
Yeah. Why did the ones that they always want to write always turn out bad?
Not all of his episodes are bad. I mean,
good writer.
No, I wasn't talking about. I wasn't talking about Mark. I was talking about in general.
Very weird writer. He will do weird things. So it's just he will probably write a good script, and then he'll think, yeah, but you know, I want an Ice Warrior to shit himself at some point in the episode.
God.
And he will.
This is the R-rated of the Whovians cast.
Well, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how they have what is it like? Soldiers from the 1800s getting to Mars?
Yeah,
how's that happen?
they probably fell through a time hole or some crap or whatever.
They probably went in a spaceship with the Ice Warrior because it's clearly obvious one Ice Warrior is leading them to the tomb.
I don't know, but if you ever saw that film Zulu with Michael Caine, they probably come from that time period.
Zulu.
Now it's a very interesting time period because this will be a time period, if it's canon, before any of the Ice Warriors. It will be before the Ice Warriors from the Ice Warriors in the 1960s with Patrick Troughton. So this will be interesting. What time period they are? Will it be at the height of their empire? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's Mark Gatiss. He doesn't give a damn, and he will just ruin it all anyway. Right. However, I think they look brilliant. I'm worried about the voices. I want to hear this, from the Ice Warriors. But and also the guns suck. Why do the guns look like Cybermen lasers? I'm nitpicking it, but they used to go like that.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen the Autons, honestly, instead of the Ice Warriors.
Yeah. Well,
we've already had the Ice Warriors, no Autons.
No. If it was just the budget cuts, it was what's the name? Moffat wanted the Sea Devils, and God knows not what this season, wasn't it?
Well, if
Hello,
this
Mongoo.
if this government stays in power, then the next series of Doctor Who will have an Irish theme to it anyway. So maybe Jack.
James.
Oh, cod liver oil.
What's up, Mongoo?
Cod liver oil, man. What's going on? What's that? 10 out of 10, my ass. What is going on?
10 out of 10 cod liver oil, man.
Cod liver oil. What is going on?
Shit, man, that
Shit.
fucking ass for me and Mongo on here. This is like a blast from the past, man.
Oh shit! I forgot to say this is video 5,000.
5,000.
This is a 5,000 video. I totally forgot.
God,
Woohoo!
God damn.
10 out of
What's up,
10.
Mongoo?
What is?
was that like 5,000? 5,000 this week?
Yeah, I know, right?
Now what's going to happen? It's not going to have Ireland, James. It's going to have Nicola Sturgeon as the new Doctor.
Mongoo, what's going on, man? How you been?
What has been going on? I'm good. I just moved house and I was just settling in, and I was doing a few things. That's why I couldn't get on, because your shows were on late at night. So
I know, I'm
couldn't
off today, so
with the
that's
time zone.
yeah, because I'm not going to do
because I
anything
seen you
tonight.
on.
Yeah, that's why I sent you the link.
Mongo's been
Yeah.
5,000 video, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I just.
Well, allegedly, that's what it's called.
If you average your videos
Jeez.
30 minutes each length, it means you've wasted 200 days of your life making videos.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Well, here's the thing. One
found-
organization says 5,000, but then YouTube says 5,311. So I don't know what the hell to believe. But
Yeah, but you don't have 1,000 subs though, Joe.
I have actually over 1,000 subs.
Yeah, but you don't have free
Yeah.
kids, man.
What? You went to Subway and
no
got
one
over
likes that
1,000
10 out
subs?
of 10.
Well, what have you thought about the season, Mongo? Have you watched the whole season of Doctor Who?
I have, yeah. To be honest with you, it was disappointing until the episode where he was like regenerating. But then, you know the way we got this fake regeneration. I didn't understand all that,
Yeah, nobody.
so I
liked
wasn't
it.
sure. Yeah, I didn't understand it. But like, apart from what was it called, Extremis, is it?
Yeah.
Apart from that one,
What was the point of the regeneration, by the way, Mongo? I mean, like, wasn't that we've been talking on the cast here? I don't know if you've been watching some of the shows, but
yeah,
that was like that was a major plot point we brought up, which is like, why the need to showboat and have that regeneration thing? I mean, why? There was no need for it, other than just an excuse for Moffat to put that in a trailer to give it dramatic effect and have people go, "Oh wow, oh my god!" Like, he's regenerating. I got to see this. It's so great. I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah, well, that's what I was the same. I was thinking that they were gonna like give you a taste maybe of the next Doctor, or say that the shots were real, and then he did get shot, and kind of like lead it on like you guys were saying on your cast. Some of you were saying about him holding back the regeneration.
Yeah,
that's what you guys were saying. Yeah, so I was thinking the same. Maybe he'll hold it back, and then later on he just can't hold it any longer. So then he just regenerates. But like, there was nothing, was there? There was absolutely nothing. It made no sense.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when the time of the Doctor, when he regenerated into Capaldi, and it was just that recast regeneration. Because it was a new cycle. Because it was a new cycle, weren't it?
Oh, like as if
the time of the Doctor, weren't it?
Like
just recast.
Yeah, it was like as if it was like.
We've overlooked it, but I think Moffat has teased regeneration in every season, even though it didn't happen. Like with Matt Smith that time, with the Impossible Astronaut, and with Matt Smith that time with Let's Kill Hitler, where you think he's regenerating in that episode where he's dying and stuff. Or the regeneration scene in Angels Take Manhattan, we're like, what the hell is that? He's regenerating. So like Moffat is constantly teasing like regeneration, and it never happens. But I think we've never really paid attention to it. Even with the general regenerating, we thought it was Capaldi, that the last season. So I mean, I guess he's just constantly trying to do clickbait. Moffat, just constantly.
What do you think about all these? What do you think of all these 10 out of 10 episode reviewers that are like, every fucking episode this season's been a 10 out of 10. They fucking love it. You could shit on a plate and they would be like, oh my God, 10 out of 10. Doctor Who's great.
I can't believe that. Like, I was listening because I've been watching every show, and I was listening. I couldn't believe these motherfuckers, man. What are they on about? You can't say that every time. You can't say that every time. You can't say it's 10 out of 10 every single time, because if you do that, there's nothing to review anymore, is there?
Right.
It's just bullshit. It's just other people sucking other people's asses in the community. That's all that's going on.
Right? Hey, subscribe to us. Because we like Doctor Who. We like everything. It's true. People hates it. Don't subscribe to him. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing is that everyone has their own opinion, and you know, if they really believe it's 10 out of 10, then that's up to them. But like, you can't just come on and be like, yeah, it's 10 out of 10. You have no valid reason for it as well.
It's like all the idiots that say I hate. It's like all the idiots that say I hate Doctor Who because I don't like an episode. Like,
well, I guess if you're only allowed to have 2 minutes to speak on a cast, I guess it's easier just to say, you know.
Well, and also, Mike, before you get threatened to go on, like, you really got to like this episode.
Shit.
We see the thing is as well is, you know, it depends. Like, if you've got valid reasons for saying it's a 10 out of 10, then that's fine. But if people are just following other people, then they're taking the fun out of it, because they're just coming on cast saying, "Oh, I love this episode. I like this episode." But if if you're not backing it up, then what's the point, really? There's no point.
In a way, almost.
Well, they want to feel like they belong in a group. They don't actually care about their own opinion. They're followers. They're not leaders. They're followers. They're weak people following somebody just so they can get along. They go along to get along.
Like they're licking for interviews, I guess.
It's the get along gang.
Yeah, they like to
get along.
They like to clean their king's colon out, you know, just to stay in a good favor. So
hey, we talk positive about Doctor Who. Can we do an interview with you, even though the episode sucked? It's like, it's all right.
But but if an episode sucked, then what can you say? Like, what do you want to? There's no point lying about it, is it?
Just say it sucked. What's the problem? We're society where nobody wants to say anything like it's bad or something. I mean,
it's like you were saying, Mike, about the steak at the restaurant. You wouldn't eat a poor steak, would you?
If I'm watching it,
yeah. I mean, the point is, I mean, constructive criticism is not harsh criticism. It's to help. And you're not doing a service to the series. I mean, look, okay, if we're starting where all of us are in the same pool, okay, the 10 out of 10 assholes, you know, the people who are, you know, constructively judgmental of cast, like, or of the series, such as myself, if we're all in the same pool, we don't do any favors for everyone else if we're just all saying that every episode's 10 out of 10. And
10 out of 10.
Because it lowers
10 out of 10.
Shit. Fucking hater.
Every episode 7 out of 10 or above. What, even Love and Monsters, you idiot?
Well, you see, that's the problem.
Love and Monsters was like the worst one ever.
Well, that's the thing. That's the problem. Is there's no point saying it's 10 out of 10 if it's really not. I mean, the first couple of episodes. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the first episode of the season because it kind of reminded me of like Rose getting introduced to the Doctor. Right. That wasn't too bad. But then I thought they would go on and kick on, and it would start getting, you know, intense, and Missy would be involved a bit more. And it was very like you were left at the end of the episode. What's this? You were just kind of left like you didn't really know where you stood or anything like that. So that's why it didn't really, it hasn't really lived up to the expectations that everyone wanted it to.
I was like that with Knock Knock and Smile. I actually quite liked Oxygen. I don't know.
Yeah, Oxygen was good.
I enjoyed Oxygen. I liked Venice. There were some weird scenes in it wouldn't make sense, but I liked overall.
I like the costumes in Oxygen, like the helmet and all that.
Well,
it's almost
the thing is, it's not that you dislike an episode if you don't give it a 10 out of 10. It just means like you think it's like the greatest
the best
every week, you know?
Right? Yeah.
You can. Yeah.
I hold this show to a high standard. It's been around for 54 years. get on with it. You know, I want the best writers. You know, I want the best quality the show can be, and it can be the best quality. There are some fantastic episodes of Doctor in the new era, but I think it's wasted with the writers. You know, there's some people who should not be invited back to write, but keep getting invited back to write. They're a joke.
And that's
maybe with Chibnall we might see different writers, James.
Well, that's the thing as well. Is each episode, you know, they've been different, but at the same time, they've not been out of 10 out of 10. You know, they haven't. That's just the truth. I don't know where people are finding marks for up their ass or something, because there's no marks for giving it 10 out of 10. There's nothing that's come along that you could say that's brilliant. There's just nothing. There's no proof, man. If you watch the episode again, it's just not happening. I mean, I hope the season finale is going to be brilliant. You know, maybe that.
Yeah, but they really don't know. And the thing is, we were misled on the regeneration. Have we been misled on the Mondasian Cybermen? Are they?
And you guys were talking about like how the Master mightn't even show up properly. John Sims Master.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that
as well.
About that he's only gonna be like only there for a few minutes or something.
Yeah, like that fake regeneration we had. It's Moffat just trolling the fan base. Like, oh, you know, we're gonna show you a quick clip of the regeneration. We're gonna show you a quick clip of John Sims Master. It's just flashing up.
For the Cybermen, I guarantee you guys, I'm putting money down on it now. For the first episode of the season finale, we'll get half of the Mondasian Cybermen, and then that's it.
I don't know about you guys, but why do I get a funny feeling that he just put Johnson's Master in it like that, just to let people know that Missy is actually the Master, and that there is basically a regeneration from the Master of John Sims?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what he's doing. I mean, I think Moffat is just like, after a while, like, we lose faith. I mean, we're being fooled with regeneration. We've been fooled with this. Now, right away, we think, well, he's going to fool us again about the Master.
Yeah.
No, Candyman in the vault. What's that about? Come on, Candyman.
Hey, James. Why don't you quickly write a letter to Chibnall, James, and say, can you get the right back who wrote Candyman and Happiness Patrol?
Even though you have to spend millions and millions and millions of pounds to give rights to Bertie Bassett's, I want the Candyman back because
I definitely want the Candyman back, but I have a problem because I'm like, well, you're just showing the Mondasian Cybermen after all these decades. How could the Master be in the forefront with that? Like, I mean, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Somebody's going to be focused more. I mean, maybe John Sims Master is just a bullshit thing. There's no way that they both could have top billing. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it.
You're right. How one of them will feature more, and whoever
you're selling us on the Mondasian Cybermen. You're not selling us on pictures where John Sim is like you know, with the Doctor. It's like, I don't know what to make of it.
It was all basically under wraps, weren't it? You didn't know anything about it, and there was no pictures or anything.
You notice how we've only seen that one thing of John Sim? Like, we haven't seen anything else.
That's what I mean.
I'm a little worried about that. A lot.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're hoping now that it's not going to be a flashback or some sort of scene, because if it is, we've just
or in
been
Missy's
ripped.
head. It might be in Missy's head.
That's basically what I was saying. He might look at her psychic connection with Missy and then see the regeneration from John Sims Master to Missy.
I mean, I heard that from that source. I don't know if we can confirm it or not, but that he does a mind melder in her head and John Sims in there, like, you know.
Yeah, you were talking about that the other day with me. I was curious. I mean, like, elaborate upon that a bit. What was that?
From what I understand, the source that told me said that they saw, I guess, you know, when John Sim first appears, and it's not what we think it is. It's, I guess, Missy dying or something, or I don't know what the thing is that he has to go in her head, but when he goes in her head, I guess her memory's so skewed that it's sort of like how you envision yourself in your head, but it's like part Roger Delgado, part John Sim, part like this, but like a bearded.
Just messed up.
just like whatever the F. And then I heard another rumor from someone else that it's going to be like a Into the Dalek thing where he somehow gets her to live on or whatever, or fix her, and before she does whatever, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm evil, thank you," and then she kills somebody. So it's like, oh, him screwing up the Doctor, where he doesn't, he wants her to be good, but he just made her realize that she can't be good. It's like.
Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, he should know better than that. I mean, everyone in the audience.
I hope it doesn't happen because I want a multi-master story. I don't want that garbage. But I just don't see it with the. I mean, is the Cybermen a 2-part episode? Because if it's a 1-part episode and if it's 44 minutes, we're not going to have them the whole 44 minutes. So we're going to have them like 10 minutes in. So, like, how much are they going to do? And if it's a 1-part episode, that's terrible. So, is the master in the last part? Maybe we're wrong with the source. Like, maybe the source is wrong and the master is just the whole last episode? Or how is this a 2-parter? Like, what's going on?
We're thinking something like the Daleks and the Magician's Apprentice, where they're, like, in the whole episode, when actually they're only in, like, this little piece of, like, this 44-minute episode, you're going to say? And that's the whole thing about Moffat. It's like building things up, making them look bigger than what they are. And then we get the episode, and we're like, wow, we've been theorizing about this. We've got our heads stoked about this from seeing the trailer like months ago or whatever. And then we watch the episode, and we're like, just like the regeneration scene, we're like, that's it? Really?
Yeah. Well, they ruined it. Well, they ruined it as well, didn't they, by putting John Sim in the trailer? That kind of.
I think they should. I think they should have never did that. Honestly, that was the biggest mistake.
Anyway, ain't the last 2 episodes linked with the Christmas special, and it's going to be a 3-part kind of thing?
I don't know about that either now. I'm hearing all this weird crap. I don't know. Literally, we don't know. I mean, today I thought they were going to make an announcement about the Christmas special or something. I mean, I don't know, what's happening.
Yeah. Well, hopefully John Sim isn't in it for just a few minutes. Hopefully he is, like, in it properly. We don't want him to just be in it for a few minutes. Could you imagine the letdown? Like Doctor Who.
People would be pissed.
I can imagine the letdown. Yes, actually.
Listen, there's no way you could give it a 10 out of 10 if they're let down like that.
No, 10 out of 10.
No. 10 out of 10's gone.
Stephen Moffat could take a steaming shit on a plate and rub it in any of these fans' faces, and they'd gladly chew it down and say, "Oh, it's 10 out of 10."
If this is not a multi-master story, people are going to be like banging on Moffat's door, like, "What?"
This was your last ever series, and you decided to mess it up this bad.
Yeah, it can't happen. He's surely got to go out like say fuck you lot and take this and give us this and say this is the big bang. Give us something before you go. Make it.
Do we have any idea what will cut out Pyramid at the end of the world?
What?
What was cut out at the end of the world?
Yeah, because we was speculating.
Yeah, it was China's answer to attacking the pyramid. It was nothing big. That's the thing that they cut, I guess.
Oh.
Or somebody's attack that they thought was not appropriate.
It was China. They were going to dump a lot of rice on the pyramid.
Oh, stop. No, but again, this master thing, I don't see it being in the forefront. I don't see it being big. I don't know what the hell to make of it. So
I only want to. I want one thing, and it'll save the whole series for me. Is if right when Capaldi is regenerating, the last thing you see him do is he just looks at the camera and goes, shit, and then starts the regeneration.
Well, we got 2 mentions of shit. I guess it's a dedication to you, so, maybe 3 times a charm.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And we got a Missy regeneration, too, so how are they going to fit that into the big finale?
That's
going to be like, well, we're hearing she's going to regenerate. She's leaving, so...
Imagine if she regenerated into John Sim again, and he was the master.
Well, that would be cool because then she could revisit Faces too.
Yeah, because that
could be Chibnall's way to have John Sim back.
His own master.
Yeah,
because he's own master, but he could have. I'm sure he likes John Sim.
Well, I just want to know. I just want to know what the Truth Monks doing true form was.
I don't even care at this point. I don't want to see them ever again. They suck.
No, I know, but I was just
They
curious.
suck.
In case it
They
was
could they could just fade out, you know?
Remember all the talk that we were theorizing about the Truth Monks, and it's like, oh my god, this is gonna be so awesome.
We thought it was gonna be Church of Saxon,
fizzled out, nothing.
and it was shit. It was garbage. It was fuck. These guys ran away like a bunch of rabbits and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, how did they restore the Doctor's eyesight? I mean, if it wasn't a simulation, it was reality they're operating in. How did he give the Doctor's eyesight back?
Well, we don't even know if he actually used regeneration energy. Did he really use regeneration energy, or was that like a scam too?
To me,
they don't bother to explain it.
I thought it was because I thought he did that with his eyes just in case they left, he won't go blind again. That's what I thought. But I don't even know.
Yeah, but it's sloppy writing because it's leaving the audience to have to like theorize and go, well, you know, I'm having to retrofit like what the excuse is that happened when that's a major fucking plot point they should have.
Well, and another thing, if he took the vortex manipulator from Missy, where is it? Where is it? I mean, now that you think about it, where's River's vortex manipulator when she went to the library?
My guess would.
Where are all these time machine things?
My guess would be the Black Archive.
If River had the vortex manipulator, it would be in the library. Missy should have it. Clara had one, didn't she?
Yeah, Clara had one. Well, Clara took the one from the Captain Jack's from the archive, didn't she?
But I thought that River had Captain Jack's thing, so I'm confused with that too. I don't even know what the hell is what.
Thanks, Moffat.
Because supposedly River got it from Dorian Moldavar, but they said they chopped up a time agent, which would mean why Captain Jack's ahead, unless they just chopped up another time agent. But I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? In the 50th, because I mean, the 50th, didn't Brigadier say this is Captain Jack's manipulator?
I mean, he should still have his manipulator, and so should River, and so should Missy.
Well, Missy's might
Clara,
be
Clara had one too. I mean,
well, that's what I said. Well, Missy's might be in her TARDIS.
Yeah. What about if it was done on purpose, the regeneration scene, to leave you wondering, was it anything? And it actually was. And then
they may do that with Missy. We may not see, because Chibnall didn't choose the master. We may see Missy regenerating, and then they just click away.
Yeah, go away from it.
I think that's what's going to happen, because I think Chibnall would want to write the first words for his master. You know, and then they would finish it later on. Like when Chibnall does it, he'll do like a flashback, and he'll show that scene to continue where the master, you know.
No offense, Joe. Where do you think TARDIS is?
Missy's?
Yeah.
I thought it was that red telephone thing. Because in that episode, there was two of them next to each other. Why would there be two? That's what I thought. But
they never clarified that either.
And the doctor said she definitely has a TARDIS, because there's no way she could do it without a TARDIS. That vortex manipulator wouldn't work either. She would have to be in a TARDIS doing stuff, beaming the things into the nether sphere.
Thanks for telling that to us, like, in an interview and not in the fucking episode, Moffat. I mean, it's like, you know, like tell us what this story is as we're seeing it on air. I mean, you know, you don't want to be like,
what is this shit?
Sense. And then like I got to go search an interview out for Moffat to go, oh well, the reason why this happened was because you know Missy did this or whatever. It's like, put that in the fucking episode. Why do I have to hunt?
I just got a message from Stephen Price saying that John Sim will play a big part because he's seen him filming for 6 weeks in Cardiff.
Ooh, that would be good.
That's from our source, Stephen Price.
That would be good.
He probably had lunch with John Sim. He's always fun with Paulie and all those people there.
Probably. So there you go. Thank you, Stephen Price. 6 weeks of filming. Okay. And if you think about it, they film what? They film what? 3 weeks of an episode? What is it, like 2 or 3 weeks an episode? So 3 weeks for an episode and 2 weeks of special effects. So that's probably the equivalent of 2 episodes. I guess. I hope.
So what do you reckon? Do you reckon he's a new master, or do you reckon he's something.
No,
like,
I hope that whole thing of the source about in her head, I hope that's nonsense because I want it to be actually John Sim, and then maybe they'll show him regenerating to Missy, or not. Maybe we'll get a double regeneration where he'll regenerate to Missy and Missy will regenerate to something else.
You don't think he'll stay, no? You don't think he'll stay past the episode he's going to be
don't know what Chibnall's going to do.
I know they would never do this, but it would be cool if you found out that Capaldi actually regenerates into John Sim. And that's the next Doctor. But he's not like evil like the Master. And, you know, what you're seeing is like...
What do you mean? He took the form of John Sim?
Yeah. Like a season or so. And you're thinking, like Missy regenerates into somebody, and you're like, oh, that's the new Doctor or whatever, or that's John Sim or whatever. They got him.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wow. I mean that
that did cross my mind
actually, but I mean, they would never do that.
I wanted Missy to regenerate into Billy Piper and be just to mess with him and be like evil because of what I've seen Billy Piper do in Penny Dreadful. You didn't see that. She could definitely play evil. So
well, you got those beaver teeth coming at you. That'll scare anybody.
Oh my God.
He's like David Tennant. He's good at playing evil in Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Yes.
So it could happen. It could happen now.
Yeah. Well, you could just imagine if Chibnall asked David Tennant, "Can you play the Master?"
Yeah, that would never happen.
Well, when is Missy supposed to regenerate? Actually,
this season.
Well, I know that. I'm saying, like, what?
I don't know what episode. I don't know anything about. We only know about the Cybermen. We have no idea what's going on with the. Oh, Stephen Price says they're filming the Christmas special next week.
Yeah, I had a feeling they would.
So they're doing it a little earlier than they said.
Well, it's on my birthday week, so that's good.
Tell Stephen we're going to be in the UK in October, so.
Okay.
Ask him if they'll still be filming there.
Well, they're supposed to be filming the end of October, right?
Oh, well, that'll be good. We're going there like beginning or mid-October, so.
Why? When you going to the UK?
October. That's what it was.
October,
yeah.
Shit.
We're going
through.
We
got to look everybody up, I guess.
We're going through like London and going to Port Merion in Wales, and then Cardiff. I got to meet Stephen Price. I've got some movie props I got to drop off with him.
The greatest thing would be if Moffat lets you in the TARDIS room and you're like, shit! And you like move to the control.
No. What would be the best thing would be if Stephen Moffat asked him, "Can you do that thing? Shit!" And because I need to use it in the next episode.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. If we show up on location and they're still filming, I'll get a selfie with Capaldi or somebody, and I'll have my crazy Jamaican wig on.
Oh,
what are you gonna do? Do a photo bomb, Mike?
Yeah. Me and Steve will be with Capaldi.
You're gonna see Khan while you're there?
No, he's a hater. He's a hater.
Oh, he hates Doctor Who, yeah.
He's a hater.
He's hanging out with Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 club.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, yeah.
Connor's got a new daddy now. I'm not his daddy anymore.
No. Connor's going to go on Caddyshack.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Wait, where's he gone? He's
gone to that Outer Limits place area that's just, I don't know. Something with Skydark. I don't know.
No, I kid around. I kid around with Connor. Connor and I, he gets the joke if he watches this. He and I are buddies, but I give him shit all the time.
He's actually on a lot of podcasts, not just one. So
he's busy then.
Like Waldo, you look for him, you'll find him. But
well, if you look hard enough.
All right. Yes. So, all right, we're gonna get out of here because I gotta go, guys. But thank you very much. Take care. Bye for now.